Alright everyone, we start off today with a very important video, which is that Donald Trump has joined Rumble. That is, there is an official channel there and he's already managed to lap Joe Biden. So keep this in mind. He's supposedly like a loser, no one likes him, he's a has-been, orange man, pissgate, whatever. Biden is chocolate ice cream man, 80 million votes, 60% approval. And yet Biden, cross-platform in official White House addresses, all those views combined doesn't even come close to what Trump got on his very first upload, on his very first day on a platform 1% the size. So keep in mind, this is perhaps irreconcilable, honk honk. Link in the description to his official Rumble page. I'm not going to do the pinned comment shuffle with my own accounts on this. This is, I think, more important at the moment. So there will be a pinned comment down below, but it'll be a link to his Rumble page. I'm on Rumble as well. I got like 28,000 people following me. Donald Trump, meanwhile, he joins and he's got like 170,000 subs almost already. And that's in less than 24 hours. To be clear, a lot of his compatriots and relatives have already been there. Like, I think Don Jr. is approaching 500,000 people following him there. Rumble has definitely become quite a force for new tech. Now, I say that loosely in the case of Rumble. Much like with Parler, it is hybridized tech, you could call it. Rumble is not a dedicated Kaufman or Vahi-style gung-ho for free speech platform so much as it initially in 2013 when it was formed, it was just a YouTube alternative, and there were dozens of them at the time. Most of them died. Rumble didn't, because of unknown reasons. I think a combination of funding, Peter Thiel I think is on board, as well as Monghino of course, better funding maybe, and just branching out more and outlasting the competition. But these days, considering the fact that you have massive censorship on big tech sites, their alternatives, their competitors of various forms have skyrocketed. I would assume that Trump joining the platform will probably make the platform grow, just going out there on a limb. I know that a lot of people would be hesitant to maybe make an account there, probably are scrambling to get their username at the moment. I use the site. I enjoy the site. One thing I would say is that their live streaming function requires either ads or that you pay, as opposed to using a YouTube-style system where it's based on taking a cut of tips, potentially. I personally think they should transfer to that kind of streaming. I think Trump had about 100,000 people watching his live stream. Compare this to Joe Biden, who sometimes doesn't even get as many people on YouTube, no less, or Facebook, watching as I do with a channel that's a fraction of the size, because the algorithms are all wonky and because Joe Biden is boring. Nobody wants to watch him. He's not actually at 60% popularity. That'd be close. Trump would be, I think, this is just going out on a limb, I bet Trump has higher real approval than Joe Biden. Number one, because of a hardened core fan base, and number two, really, shenanigans. Let's just say it that way. But this is, I think, a good thing. I wish that Trump would entertain the idea of using other new tech as well. Here's the problem. When you branch out onto multiple sites, like if you have a YouTube, a Rumble, an Odyssey, BitChute, Dailymotion, Mayo, Veo, Metacafe or whatever, when you have 8 or 9 different presences, you tend to water it down because people who like those sites individually aren't interacting with the other content, and so it actually can spread you too thin. This is why I'm not adding additional sites. Like, I don't have a Telegram or anything like that for a reason. I've already got about a maximum amount of sites that I'm on, and I realize, technically speaking, if I were to compact it down and just use one video site and one Twitter alternative or something, the audience there would be much larger and much more hardened. I don't do that for my own reasons because as a creator, I'm just creating the content, collating it out there in order to harden myself against censorship, regardless of if I'm on multiple anti-censorship sites. With Trump, he's trying to communicate more with a core audience, so he has to, I think, choose basically one site. It would be nice to see him get officially on Parler, though, at least, or possibly Gab. He could do that, although I think with his particular political leanings, I think he would be more Parler than Gab. I don't even think Torba at this point likes the dude. So yeah, Trump is now on a new tech site. That's exciting news. And already, and again, after less than 24 hours, soars past 100,000 subscribers. We'll probably hit 200, maybe 250 today. And probably be one of the largest, if not the largest users, I would say within a month. maybe 2 months. What'll happen now is you're going to see a lot of shrieking from the legacy media because of the fact that it'll show that Trump on a much smaller platform can still upstage Joe Biden, and because Rumble will start getting considerably more traffic and people will be using it, sharing about it, and talking about it, the legacy media is about to hammer it. I hope that the people there have plenty of hardening on their software and really good site security and everything, because you're going to get attacked. Just so you're aware now that Trump is there, the inevitability is that the legacy media will try to deplatform the whole site and destroy it, because that's what they do. They can't win the argument without doing that. Basically, when you cut out a man's tongue, you're just saying you're afraid of what he has to say. That's basically what the legacy media is doing. They are goddamn terrified, especially about new tech, because if new tech takes hold and starts to have any significant market share at all, which it's, I would argue, technically already does, and that Rubicon's been crossed, what happens is that those sites start growing because they innovate more, because they're newer. That's inevitable. They start to gain more and more market share, and none of the legacy media sites have established any presence at all on any of these sites. The closest thing you get is some of the missing link media sites, like Newsmax has a page now on BitChute. That's the closest that you get. There's no CNN presence. Nobody's being indoctrinated by Breitbart there, or by MSNBC. All of the older wave media sites, bye-bye, they're not there. This is what they did, by the way, both with the early wave of the internet, literally where the term legacy media comes from back in the late 90s, and with social media. They spent years fighting social media, saying it was terrible, and terrorists were using it, and criminals were selling drugs, and there was all sorts of horrible things going on. Your kids will use drugs and rape each other and stuff. Now they all have YouTube pages. They all have Facebook pages. Can you think of something else that they treat like that? It's cryptocurrency. One thing that I don't agree, by the way, with Trump on, it'd be interesting if he does like crypto one-offs. He should do like a Giuliani-style podcast show. That'd be the most hilarious off-the-chain thing ever. That's about all. Peace out.